depending on which side you're on, you should look for it every time. So if I'm falling to the choking side and he's getting out on that side, if I fall to not the choking side, but if I fall to the underhook side, I'm not going to be able to have that option. Just so I want to make that clear. If I fall to the overhook side, not the underhook side, and he starts to get his shoulder to the mat, I'll grab my own wrist and pull it through. So sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but every time I'm looking for it. So we fall off to the side here, and he starts to get that shoulder down. As soon as we get here, I'm going to grab my own wrist, and then as I step my heel over, pull myself to mount, I'm going to pull this arm through like this. So I have the head and arm, and then I can step off. I don't have to go to mount. I could just like turn to my belly from the back escape. But the nice thing is if you don't really quite get the position you want, at least you have mount. So you can play with both. Like sometimes it might look like this. He starts to clear out, right? And I just go here like this, hip out, pull through. Okay. And look for that head and arm choke there. It's there quite a bit, so you should look for that. And the other thing Jonathan was asking about, he asked if I like to use the hook to keep people more sideways longer, or maybe like keep them sideways so that they can't get their back to the mat. I do it all the time. It's like one of my favorite things to do is as they clear that hook, that bottom hook, and they're starting to get flat, I hook this leg. And so as he tries to get flat, I kick that leg up. So he has to stay on his side, right? And then I can make my way up to the head and arm choke if I want, or I can use that to kind of buy me some time to come up, reset on the back. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So you can just use the hook behind the knee to help keep lifting the person and slow their turn down or stop their turn. Again, it might look like this. He starts to get out, I hook behind the knee. See? Right here, and lift and kick like that. Right, and again, I can pull this arm through for the head and arm choke here, but if he stays on his side and doesn't try to get that shoulder down, I'm going to step over for the reset and the back take. That makes sense, guys? So if he stays on his side, I'm not really going to look for the head and arm choke. I'm going to look for the reset on the back. But if his shoulder's coming down, look for that head and arm. Right. You go for the head and arm, a lot of times people will try to defend by turning back on their side, so then you can go back to the back. Let's play with that transition, guys. Play with using the hook